Hi everyone and welcome to my review of Drako 2nd edition, what's basically this box. This is standalone expansion Knights and Trolls, but you can mix them together. So basically I'm gonna review those both games like one package because now you've got 4 factions to play against each other. It is 2-player only game, it takes about 30 minutes and it's entry level game, so you can teach it everyone in few minutes. It's language independent, but of course you need to read the rules which are in English. So let's have a look at it. So this is Drako 2nd edition. Basically only the graphics were enhanced and miniatures. I will show the sculpts later. Here are the rules. Those are rules from Knights and Trolls. I've got them in single box because it's better for me now. I prefer it like this because when I go and play with friends somewhere, I don't want to take 2 boxes if it's not necessary. So basically in Drako 2nd edition you've got faction card of dwarves, faction card of or character card of dragon. Then you've got this board. Game comes with this board. Graphics were nice in the 1st edition, are nice in the 2nd. Comes with single miniature of dragon. I painted this one, it comes unpainted. And 3 miniatures of dwarves. I painted those as well. Okay, so here's the first dwarf, which is an archer, not archer, crossbowman, sorry. I did few modification here on base with the green stuff. It was unpainted as said. Here's the second dwarf with an axe. This axe is from Warhammer, so this was green stuff there as well. I added some texture on the shield and I painted them, so they come unpainted, but they aren't. They are nice models, I would say, but I hated the axes, so I switched them. Okay, so this is the third of the dwarves. I switched the axe once again and painted him. Made this rim with the green stuff, but otherwise nice model, they look really nice. So as said, the first box comes with those 4 models. This insert is custom as well, and those cards for the dwarves are this nice. Size is nice. It's a little bit smaller, but player can see all the icons, they are clear, easy to read. The art is nice with this rim and I don't have any complaint. Here are the cards for the dragon. This is basically card driven game, as I will speak about later. So it is important that the iconography is clear and the graphics are nice. So as said, it's language independent, there's no text, only icons. There's only few of those, so it's easy to learn. Okay, so here are the cards. Here are some damage tokens. I didn't have any problems with punching them out, so the quality was nice. Here are some special abilities tokens that will come with the game. And here are some tokens from the dwarves and from the knights and trolls. Those are stone tokens. Tokens are functional, nothing special, but functional. Okay, so this is what comes with the Drako. The game comes with such a nice insert where everything fits, the cards and the models. But because I painted them, they fit so tight that I was afraid that I would scratch them. So basically I removed the insert and made a custom one and I put it there to have both games in one box for better transport. So that was all about in the means of components. And regarding the Knights and Trolls, this wasn't released previously. This is basically the first edition. Even that's the second edition of Drako. This is first time released. It comes with these inserts, so if you're not painting the models, then it's really good for transport. But as said, I was afraid that it will get my paint job would get ruined by this plastic insert. All the time pushing it in, it's really tight, so everything wouldn't fall out. Was a good thing if you don't have painted models, but if yes, I was afraid that it would scratch it. I'm not saying it has to happen, it was just my concern because I spent so much time on painting. I didn't want it to get ruined. So the box artwork is nice, the gameplay lens stays the same, and what you get in this box is you will get cards for Knights, cards for Trolls, 2 Trolls figures. As said, is asymmetrical, so you've got 2 Troll figures and you've got 3 Knights. 1, 2, 3. I will show them in a detail in a moment. Just painted him. This is the first crossbowman, second crossbowman. There would be one complaint that they look similar, and if you assign damage to them, sometimes you don't know which one is getting it. You can know it because one is holding the bow down and another archer is holding it up, but it's not so distinct. And here's the knight. I changed the sword once again for the Warhammer. I know the scale is crazy, but I like it that way, like Dark Souls way. Then I created this custom dragon on his shield. This doesn't come with the game, but otherwise I didn't change anything on this. I like this model a lot. Here are the trolls. So if you look at them, they are bigger than knights. They look nice and nasty. I fixed some issues with the gaps in joints because there were some gaps and I green stuffed it. Otherwise I just made some modification to the bases, but overall nice models. This one as well. Did some modifications to the base, but didn't change model so much, and just fixed the gaps on his shoulders. But the models are good quality. So basically those are the models for the Knights versus Trolls. Here comes the tokens. For the stones I will speak about later, and here's another special token for a special ability of Knight. Overall, not so much to speak about tokens. The cards, I would say the same quality of art like for dwarves or the dragon, so it's consistent. Of course I like the trolls a lot, but that's just my preference. But the art quality I believe is the same. Here are the knights. Overall cards quality, art on the cards is nice, miniatures are nice. The board, basically you can choose either to play on this one or on the one from the core game, but basically they are equal because they've got two factions, so either you play against with any faction against any faction, what gives a lot of variability later, because as I mentioned, the first edition of Drako was, I owned it and it was so balanced that in the end it was based on lack of the draw of the cards, because this is card driven game. So now that you've got 4 factions, there's a lot of variability. You can mix any faction against any faction. We played it a lot, so I can say that they are pretty balanced and really asymmetrical. You have to think about what cards do you have, what amount of cards do you have, and how to play them. So let's speak about gameplay. So basically, for the dragon versus dwarves, you will put at the beginning the dragon at one spot, and you will choose where to put three dwarves around the border, and then you will draw 4 cards at the beginning. Each player from shuffle deck 4 cards, and the first player has only 1 action and the second player has 2 actions. So this is a really nice addition for a balance, because it mitigates the advantage of the first player, because normally you've got always 2 actions in next turns, but for the first turn you've got only 1 action for the first player. So your actions are either to play a card or draw 2 cards. So you start with the 4 cards, for example, with those ones as a dragon player, and you decide either to play this one, which is a move 2. As you can see, the iconography is pretty clear. So this is movement, this is biting action, this is the shield or defense, whatever you call it, and this is when you see 2 symbols, you have to decide either you will move 2 or bite 1. Bite is like close combat attack, and there are some range attack I will speak about later. So dragon can move, bite, even for free, so really strong damage, or fly, or breathe fire. So basically here he decides, here's defense in case that dwarves are attacking him, here's defense once again, strong attack. Okay, so basically those are the major actions that dragon can do, but there's a small twist in it. Okay, so as a dragon player you've got this player board which shows that those special abilities. Basically dwarves are trying to defeat dragon, causing damage. Once they will cause 4 damage, they will decide either to attack his breathing fire ability or walking ability or flying ability. Once those are filled with damage markers, with those ones where you mark the damage assigned to dragon, those aren't anymore available for a dragon to use. So basically the cards with showing the symbol of breathing fire or even flying will be useless in that case if this ability is no longer available because it was destroyed by either dwarves player or knights or trolls, whatever. So this is really helpful and adds a little bit strategy to it, because the dwarves player or opponent has to decide which part of dragon or which ability he's attacking. And this is the board for the dwarves, and you can damage any of those dwarves. Once on the either dragon or all dwarves are dead, then the player who killed all the opponent's pieces is the winner. In case that you will run off the cards, this means that dragon has escaped and the dwarves player loses. So as you can see, the dwarf player every single character of those every single dwarf has a special ability. This one can disable dragon, and dragon has to spend his action to get rid of the I believe whole turn to get rid of the net. And this one gives another action to it's a berserk action for this dwarf, and this one shows that this dwarf crossbowman can do the ranged attacks. So as you can see, even how many pieces you've got, and what are the cards and what are the special abilities is really asymmetrical. Regarding the knights, you see there are 2 ranged attack guys with 3 health and 4 health, and this one which gives a free guard action to this knight. And as you can see, the trolls are really powerful, a lot of health, but once they run off the cards, they petrify, they turn to the stone, and they lose in case they didn't kill all the knights. And this troll has a ranged attack, and this troll, which costs most of the time stone to discard, and this has something like charge, but once those 4 slots are damaged, they cannot use their special abilities. So basically the round consists of 2 actions. As I said, the only exception is the first round for the first player, where he has only 1 action, and in that action you can either play one of the cards that you've got on your hand. So in this case the dwarf could attack dragon with this close combat, or archer could attack him if he has clear line of sight in the line for the range attack with this for 1 damage, and dragon then needs to either defend or assign this damage to his player board. So basically you either can play the 2 cards for 2 actions, or draw 2 cards. This is 1 action. Draw 2 cards once, this is 1 action, or twice, those are 2 actions, or any combination. So basically you can draw 2 cards twice, attack twice, or any combination. So one action like movement. Here is movement. As you can see, there are 2 feet, so you can move 2 dwarfs or one space. So this would be the situation in case I would play this card. I could move 2 dwarfs, 1 space. So defend is the free action, which can be used during the opponent's turn when he attacks you. So this is in a short how you play it. It's really easy to learn. It's really fun to play with the trolls. The rules are the same. You've got 2 actions. Card limit is 6 cards, what I didn't mention yet. So in case you've got more than 6, so you draw to 7, you need first discard and then play a card. Otherwise, those are the rules. There are some exceptions like breathing fire rule, how many damage, or in case that he throws a rogue and they are in lines, the figures of opponent, you assigned how much damage to first one, to second one. But those you can read in the rules. They are really clear. As you can see, the rule book is thin, nicely illustrated. You can read through it really fast. In case once you know how to play it, you just quick look at some things that aren't clear. So with the addition, Knights and Trolls, comes more variability. As you can see, the rule book is short once again, but what is the change? The changed are the 2 new factions, and in case that you want to mix like 2 boxes, as I mentioned that I'm playing Dragon and Dwarves together with trolls and knights. Then you've got special rules on starting positions, how to play, and some minor changes for the game, like game end conditions. To balance it, there had to be small rule changes, but you will reach it like in a 30 seconds, so it's not anymore so streamlined, but still it's acceptable. You will reach it really fast. So small differences about those. This knight has a special ability. Once the archer was defeated in a battle, you will use a special card with him while he's still on the board, and you can bring him back on his starting position. What is really nice addition. And if you're playing with one of the variants, those cards can be used like healing, so it was really fun. It added to the experience. So overall, with both boxes, I was really satisfied. It added a lot of variations to the base game, which, as I said, was really good, had a lot of plays, but at the end it depended on luck on the draw when there were balanced opponents. But now you need to think about strategy, how to play it, and it was a lot of fun. It's really fast. So basically, for the base game, I would rank it like 6.5 to 7 points, because a lot of fun, a lot of plays. But with both games together, it is 8 for me, because you don't spend too much time teaching this game and playing this game. It's really fast, it's really tense, so I really liked it. If you can get both boxes, I like the dragons versus dwarves a lot. I played it a lot, so you can start with this one if you didn't play the Drako previously. It's a really balanced, it's really fun. If you like it, buy the second one, put them together and try different combinations, because this one, even in the rulebook, it's written that to play knights it's a little bit harder, so you can have feeling that it's not balanced, but it's a lot of fun to give more experienced player knights and to see how we will fight against the strong trolls. It was a really fun experience. But if you have no experience with Drako, start with dragons and dwarves. It's really balanced, it's really straightforward, and then add knights and trolls, try to find out good strategy for the trolls, play with it and have fun, and then mix it together and have even more fun. So thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it.